last week for a video series, I decided to go to Five Below and get a $5 skateboard, which from Braille I have heard that Five Below has $5 skateboards, and I wanted to see kind of what sorry, playing with bearings here, but just what the overall general quality of these boards are. I managed to find a little penny board that is the size of a roller skate, a size 10 roller skate. As you can see, I have taken the wheels off. These trucks, plastic, and these are like the weirdest trucks I've ever seen. They mount directly to the board. The board is the base plate, which I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like the base plate should be a completely separate thing. As far as the trucks, just makes it that much easier to maintenance, I feel, and if you want to completely change your trucks, you can. But anyway, so there was one thing that was just really bothering me about this skateboard, which were the bearings. So, or bearings as you would call them. I don't know if you can see that all that well, but that is a plastic bearing. Yeah, it kind of has the shine of plastic. Yeah, it's like, it's got four, I guess, four, I guess, kind of plastic pellets on there that even just trying to roll on these were a pain. The wheels were somewhat similar to Walmart, so that's like, I would say 25% of the issue, but not nearly as much as these bearings, because these bearings, as you can see, they don't roll. Like, not, I mean, you can even see how I'm like forcing it and it doesn't want to roll. So yeah, and here's a red steel bearing that I've had, and they'll watch one finger. You can even hear it. Yeah, just one finger, very little resistance. This one's been oiled, run through the rain, and you can even still see how it wants to run perfectly smooth compared to, this is like one of the biggest reasons you don't want to buy these super cheap skateboards, is because they're rated for, I guess, up to 12 years old, at least the particular one that I had, but that one didn't seem to want to roll, and it's just so awkwardly small that no reasonably sized 12-year-old is going to want to skate it, because it's just going to be too awkward, too hard, and too uncomfortable for them to skate, especially since they're going to grow out of it in like 2 months, especially, or not even 2 months, maybe a month, considering they are 12, and 12 is like, I think that's 7th grade, so about middle school. And in middle school, you're still growing well into your freshman year of high school, I think. At least that was for me, and a lot of 12-year-olds still are very much growing, so they're going to burn through a deck that size, and it's going to be a waste of $5, and then they're going to end up with these trash bearings that aren't even real bearings. They're just, in my opinion, hunks of plastic that they decide to mold into something that looks somewhat like a bearing, but isn't really like a real bearing that is going to roll. You can work on, put oil in, and it's going to spin as long as you take care of it. And this was probably the biggest part that was bothering me, is this chunk of plastic that was just kind of thrown in there, and it's way too light to actually be a bearing. Like this bearing, it feels good. It actually has a little bit of weight to it, like it's actually gonna take some abuse. It's the steel. The only thing that's plastic on here is this back guard and the shield. Otherwise, it's a full metal bearing that's gonna take a beating and actually gonna skate really nicely, and is gonna go the distance for you. Especially it being a Bones bearing, it's gonna last you well in the skating season. Then there's this that people try to pass off as a bearing. Even Walmart. Do I have any? I don't think I have any. At least not on hand right now. But even Walmart uses a machine bearing, which is on the ABEX scale, which is more used for like being contorted side to side, left to right. Even that still rolls to some degree and actually isn't bad. The last Walmart board I skated had ABEX 1s, which if I just isolate the bearings by themselves, they're actually not too terrible. So yeah, even Walmart having $15 skateboards uses like a bearing that's 3 times better than what you're gonna get these $5 ones, but I still even wouldn't recommend the $15 ones because the trucks just aren't all that great. They're still either stupid cheap metal or a very, very cheap plastic. So I would say anything under $100 for a beginning skateboard to learn on, get comfortable with. Because go to a skate shop, ask anyone there, they're going to be like, oh yeah, this skateboard is going to be definitely good for beginners, anyone who's trying to learn, because it's actually going to be working with you and not trying to fight you like a lot of these boards on the cheaper end. And for a longboard, I would say about $150 to $200 is going to be a good longboard and definitely going to last you the whole season, if not longer, because a lot of boards are Canadian maple, which is a very solid wood, and they aren't going to use any plastic deck trucks whatsoever. Like I said, the only plastic that's not even like a plastic is that shield on the bearing, and that's just to keep all the moisture and whatnot out. But I just wanted to break these bearings down a little bit, and all they are is just chunks of plastic that are kind of molded into bearings. Even this full 8 bearings here doesn't feel like the same weight as one full metal bearing. So I may try these out, but I highly doubt I'm going to make it very far on these because they're plastic and don't really want to roll. So other than that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you guys next video here on the Notorious Ninja Duck 2.0. Don't forget my main channel, the Notorious Ninja Duck. Other than that, see you guys next Sunday.